Sammy Baugh, though 36 years old and with 15 seasons of full competition behind him, gives no signs of nearing the end of his amazing career.
Art Monk is now number one, the most prolific pass receiver in the National Football League's history. Touchdown, Washington Redskins.
This is Harry Hog Football, the original Redskins Fans podcast. On today's show, we talk about the game between the Washington Redskins and the Philadelphia Eagles and how we beat them, even having 5 turnovers. And a Christmas miracle. This and much, much more live with Aaron, Josh, and John.
Yo.
What's up?
Yo, what's up?
Excellent.
Welcome everybody. Harry Hog Football, episode number 624. Here, I had to find some real estate for Josh. Here, let's put him right there.
Josh, are you in your castle in Scotland?
I am.
Looks pretty modern.
It's only 200 years old.
The place is modern.
Man.
It's modern, dude. They didn't have drywall like that 200 years ago.
It's all covered up. There's stone walls behind all the plasterboard walls.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
There's we still find fireplaces like every week. Like
Like a different fireplace in the
There's
there's
no fireplace.
there's like random fireplace because all the rooms had fireplaces. So
Every single one.
at one point. But no, it is not a castle. It actually was once 2 cottages, and they were like really close to each other, so they put them together. So it's
They
but it's cool. No,
They
it's
built
like
a
a-
corridor between them.
no, they just kind of like butted up against each other. I think like back to back, and then they just like joined them together. So
There's so much room in like Scotland and Ireland, and yet people build their houses like this, like, right up to other people, and you're like this far from the road.
so we live like in the middle of a farm, and so we have like all the fields view, and then we have like this 100-mile view from like Edinburgh out through Leith. We see out to the North Sea and all the windmills and everything out there.
Very nice.
But these 2 cottages were like right in the middle of these fields, like right up against each other. And then like the next neighbor is like, a half a mile away across the farmland, kind of a thing. So it's like, I don't know why, just like you said, John, like they have all this space, but they put these 2 like right here. And anyway, they're together now. So that's where we are. It's a good spot.
Well, Roberta's grandparents are from Ireland, and we've been to their former house many times. And they have like this shack in the backyard that's like, I don't know, like 5 feet from the rest of it. That's like an independent house. I mean, and they call it the hideout because it's owned by somebody else. Yeah, it's owned up by somebody else in the family that when he was younger, he was,
He was a horse thief.
Well, a lot of people
Horse
work for the
thievery.
IRA that you never really thought would work for the IRA, I guess.
I think there's like a holiday party going on at the farmhouse nearby because like these people keep pulling up our road and then realizing no, that's not it, and then they like have to back up and go the other door. We've had like 6 or 7 cars come out tonight, which is kind
You're
of
probably trying to go to Firefly's house. Firefly's on here. Your Scottish friend.
Firefly.
Anyway, let's talk about this game.
This holiday miracle of a game. Oh, by the way, go Jesus. It's your birthday. Go
It's a miracle.
Dude,
It's your birthday.
I only have one thing to say about that
Oh,
game.
Jesus. It's your birthday.
Dude, how do we win that game?
I called it.
I called it.
I called
Dude,
it.
you have a live version of that tonight. I called it.
I did call it. Through the whole game
Aaron,
in Discord,
Aaron.
I was like, we're winning this game.
I kept
Aaron.
saying I called it. Aaron's like, no, I called it. I'm like, that's my line.
I got all these texts with my friend Kevin who was like, game's over, dude. And I was like, believe. It's going to be a
Dude,
Christmas
everyone-
miracle.
5 turnovers, dude. 5 turnovers. And
Yeah.
you know, the fourth quarter happened, got to the fourth quarter, and Jaden Daniels just became like bionic arm guy and just threw the most miraculous passes to people.
And then that
Dude,
run on
amazing.
fourth down.
Oh man,
He's just like so calm under pressure. Like I feel like he thrives in that kind of an environment. Like you get him into that situation, and he's just like, "All right, we got 2 minutes to do this. Let's go. We got this. Let's go." And he just like goes and does it, and it's just like not even a thing. It's like, why can't we just do that the whole game, every game? Why do we have to wait till the last 2 minutes when we're like, down by 3 points or something to go and do this?
it worked out. It worked out well though.
It seemed
Like, one of
like
the
we were
things-
having a hard time running the ball.
We are having
Super.
a hard time running the ball, and we have got to get, because I mean, we all like B-Rob, but we have got to get like a running back, like a real good running back. If not to complement B-Rob, like Eckler is supposed to do.
Eckler.
But we need somebody we kind of need somebody the next step up,
Dude,
You think? I
B-Rob
think
fumbled
B-Rob
twice.
can do that.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
He fumbled
B-Rob-
twice.
know-
I'm kind of done with him. He keeps fumbling.
No,
He's
come
like
on.
the new Antonio, what was his name? Gibson.
Gibson.
Everybody can have a bad day.
But he's had
Yeah, but
multiple
he's been
good
fumbling
days.
a lot. He's been fumbling a lot, like numerous games recently, and like to the point where it's become a problem.
He
I
keeps
mean, they
forgetting his
benched him.
dicks, man. He keeps forgetting his dicks pitch.
He needs his dicks.
I've never once heard him say it's because I got shot in the leg either. He hasn't used that one yet. Like,
Yeah.
It doesn't affect your hands.
you got to save that card. That's like the get out of jail free card when you're like playing Monopoly. Like, if he's having a super bad game, that's when he's got to pull that one out and be like, "Look, guys,
It's like
I got shot in the leg and came back 6 weeks. Give me a break here."
Dude didn't get shot in
Okay,
the hands.
we'll cut you slack this time. You're right.
Gets up to go back to the kitchen. He's limping.
Here's my orange card.
All right, Brian Robinson Jr. only carried the ball 10 times, and of those 10, he fumbled on 2 of them.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
That's
And again,
1/5, if my math is correct. 20% of the time he fumbled when he touched the ball, not
then
including
it-
he had 2 catches. So
And I mean, he's been fumbling. Like I said, he's been fumbling a lot. He's been fumbling a lot this year, like to the point where it's an issue. But we don't have anyone else. During the game, Aaron was just like, "We got to bench him." I was like, "We can't bench him for a while. Who else are we going to put in? Chris Rodriguez Jr.?"
Chris Rodriguez Jr. and that other guy, McNichols, wouldn't fumble at least.
Yeah,
Here's a question though.
but yeah, what were their stats on the game though?
Yeah, what were the stats?
Because Brian Robinson only had 24 yards and 10 carries. Chris Rodriguez had 3 carries for 5 yards. Woo! And Jeremy McNichols had 2 carries for 3 yards.
I'm just saying, they were shutting
I
down
know.
the run no matter who ran it. At least
Yeah.
run a guy that's not going to fumble.
Yeah, and that's another thing. People keep saying that our offensive line is good, blah, 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 blah. Our offensive line is not really that good. It's really not.
No,
They were
they're
good in this game, kind of.
They're okay.
They only
They
allowed
can't
one sack.
they can't do anything with the run though. Like with the
Yeah.
sack.
You're right.
As far as pass protection is going, they're doing better.
Yeah.
But they can't run. They can't. We don't see lanes, like humongous lanes for guys to run through between the guard and the tackle, and they've opened up this humongous thing on like it's really frustrating because pretty much all the running is from Jaden Daniels, and other teams with running quarterbacks I've noticed sometimes go through this. I know Baltimore doesn't do it this year because they got Henry, but before they got Henry,
Yeah.
their running backs just running all the time and getting injured before the end of the season every time.
Yeah.
So we need to get a running back next year. We need to get a running back, whether it's in free agency or in the draft, someone that can be good. And we have a lot of holes on this team.
Jen in Nova Scotia pointed out that on the final drive he had a clutch first down. I think that was on a catch off to the right side, if I remember correctly. Yeah. And it was clutch. It was also a clutch move by Jaden Daniels to get over there and throw that ball. Jaden Daniels, dude, on that 4th and 11 when he totally posterized. Like, 3 Eagles were converging on him short of the first down. And he just juked them all and ran for like 20 more yards.
Dude, but what did he have on the day? He had like 80 some yards or something. Didn't he?
81.
Yeah, and a
81
lot of
rushing.
it was on that run, and that's what I'm talking about. Like
It
he
only
gets
takes
out
one.
there, it only takes one run. It only takes one run to score or to get down there to get to a point where you throw some crazy teeny tiny narrow window to Jamison Crowder. Hello, Jamison Crowder. Welcome back to the team.
I know, right?
And you get the
2
touchdown.
touchdowns.
Old man Crowder.
Dude, I watched
Oh,
Chase Daniel does like the film breakdown. He did that play, and he was talking about how quickly that Jaden Daniels processed it because there was a linebacker off to the left, and he was like, if this linebacker starts to turn towards zone coverage by turning this way, then Jaden Daniels knows that Crowder will be open, and that's what happened. But it happened in like 0.1 of a second.
it's like he's talking about all that, and for Jaden Daniels, just like he's already processed.
I know.
Yeah.
And it's
Looking
like,
left and right. It's amazing.
and it was like as that guy was turning, the ball was being let go. It was like gone. So the linebacker couldn't have got it, even though it was in a tight area. There was no way he could have got it because he was already committed to turning towards the Ertz, who was underneath. That was
Ertz,
dumb.
who had
They just didn't want
apparently
Ertz to beat him on the last play, so it was probably a decoy.
It probably was. And then like him and that. What is up with the Eagles coach?
Dude's on crack or something.
Dude, he. So apparently he and Zach Ertz got into like a shouting match after the game, like in the hallway, like in the tunnel.
Really?
Mhm.
Yeah.
They had to be separated by the
I didn't
Eagles
hear
chief
that.
of security.
What was
I
it
don't
about?
know. I don't know who started it, but I think basically Sirianni was just like, "You only had one catch, you suck," and I'm sure Jack Ertz was just like, "Scoreboard."
Well, apparently he went over and gave him like a 5, like, haha, we beat you guys. And like
Oh,
Sirianni didn't like how hard he gave him the 5, probably like with some attitude, you know? And that's when he got upset and said that about the one catch. However, Zach Ertz
You really
did
said that about the one catch? You only had one catch?
supposedly. But Zach Ertz like had a key block that sprung us for a touchdown, and he had that decoy at the very end where that linebacker went to cover him because they didn't want to let Zach Ertz beat them on the last play of the game. So Dan Quinn was or Cliff Kingsbury was probably like, we're sending Ertz across for the decoy, and that's gonna pull Jamison Crowder open because they're not gonna let Zach Ertz beat them.
But like 48-year-old Jamison Crowder. It's amazing.
48.
He's not that old, but I mean, he was here for a while through like, and then he went to the Jets.
Yeah.
Everyone goes to the Jets and then comes
I
back.
think he's glad.
Yeah,
he's
and then he
glad to
comes
be
back, and he's still good. Like it wasn't even a starter; he was hanging out. People keep getting injured, so they put him in. It's just amazing.
Duke, the Duke product, Jamison Crowder.
Jamison Crowder.
You know what's interesting though, like looking at the stats, because as we were talking about all the yards that Jaden Daniels was, he was he had 9 carries for 81 yards. So that's 9 yards a carry on the average. But if you look across the way there at Jalen Hurts, who wasn't in the game all that long, and you look at his rushing on it, he had 3 carries for 41 yards. So he was averaging 13.7 yards a carry before he left the game. So what does that say?
It says our run defense sucks.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Exactly.
Our run defense is what I'm afraid about, and we've got a huge game coming up against Bijan Robinson. However, notice that once their running quarterback went down, Saquon Barkley had like nothing the rest of the game.
We really shut him down, especially in the second half. And going back to the thing about Kenny Pickett almost beating us, when every time that happens in a game where the starting quarterback goes out, I'm always just like, it's like the 1982 NFC Championship game between the Redskins and the Cowboys. And we just beat the crap out of Danny White, so he was on the bench crying on the sidelines. And they put in the backup Luke Longley. And Luke Longley was close to being.
Sounds like a porn name.
Luke Longley. Hey, man, we're going to sign that backup quarterback. Which one? Longley. Well, he came in and threw a couple touchdowns and was close to beating us. So every time a quarterback comes in, a backup quarterback during a game, it's either going to be like we don't quite practice maybe what the backup quarterback does, so they probably going to have a couple of good plays, get a couple touchdowns, or they're really, 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 really terrible.
Yeah.
Really terrible, like that Hater guy from New Orleans. That guy, the male model.
Dude, if that guy almost beat us too. They went for that 2 point. No, he didn't. He sucked.
Dude, that's when they put in
Spencer Rattler came in. But here's the thing with that whole.
I don't care what happened.
First of all, Kenny Pickett's not like some scrub off the street. He was a first round pick. Second of all,
Kenny Pickett.
Like in Firefly's comment here, he doesn't want to be negative, but he's concerned we don't really beat anyone good. They almost beat us with Pickett. Hold on, dude. They almost beat us with Pickett. They almost beat us with Pickett and us giving up the ball 5 times. 6 if you count the turnover on downs when we stupidly went for it on 4th and 1, like in the very first drive from our own end of the field. But anyway, that's like 6 turnovers, and we still put up 36 points against supposedly one of the best defenses in the league. My point is,
they were
I think
one of the best defenses in the league.
I think we're starting to hit on all cylinders right when it needs to happen. And at the end of that game is what pulled it all together. Because I heard Cliff Kingsbury had some comment about they finally took the, what's the saying? Took the reins off of Jaden Daniels.
Well, we decided to take the reins off of the guy.
Every time I see him on the sideline, I think he's like the brother of that guy in that movie La La Land.
Oh yeah,
I've never seen that movie.
Totally.
I've never seen it either, but it was like it won like an Academy Award or something. Anyway, the guy's been in a few movies, but he put it this way: the lead in that is not going to star in any action movies. And so every time I see Cliff Kingsbury, I think he's going to have tenor singing voice and high voice, and he's probably can sing "I Dreamed a Dream" really nicely and all this stuff. And then he's just like,
"Hey, I'm Cliff Kingsbury."
You're just like, "Whoa, where did that come from?"
He's like Bill Belichick Jr. No.
Cliff Kingsbury. I'm Cliff Kingsbury.
I don't know. Yeah, he didn't sound anything like I thought he was, because I used to joke him about that, and you're just like, dude, he sounds like a bass. And I was like, what?
He's got like the deepest voice. Anyway,
sang bass and Quinn sang tenor.
Firefly's being all negative Nancy in the chat room right now. If you guys want to join the chat room, go to tinyurl.com/HarryHF and you can hang out with all these other Redskins fans chatting
now. And that's HARRYHF.
Here's the thing. I think if we can win this, I'm scared of the Cowboys. I'm just gonna say it right now. Like, they're now 7-8.
Oh, yeah, next weekend. Yeah.
I want us to win tomorrow, because if we have to go up and the Cowboys get to play spoiler against us, they've already beat us once, and we know how it is in the NFC East. Teams like to play spoilers. I want to get this done tomorrow against this rookie quarterback.
Yes. We need to get it done tomorrow, considering game starts for me at 1 a.m. and I'm going to be up for it. So.
Oh, my goodness, that's right.
That sucks, because they flexed it.
Yeah, they flexed it to Sunday night.
Hey,
time.
Dude, you and Firefly can meet at some little pub in central Scotland and watch it together.
There's no pub that's going to be open at 1 a.m. for us to go watch a Redskins game.
You guys need to open a Redskins pub over there.
Yeah, but you still can't open, legally, you can't stay open that late. That's when they close at 11, and then they lock the door behind them, but everyone else still stuck. You shut you in and you're fine.
Well, then you got to tell everyone that's a Redskins fan that becomes a member of your pub that they have to get there before 11 o'clock so they can stay for the game. Anyway, back to the Philadelphia game. Dude, I really love that we beat these guys, because I'm so sick of Eagles fans and their smugness.
Dude,
everywhere.
there are so many Eagles fans in this area because Southeast Virginia is a lot of military, tons of military here.
Tons of
Get a
bandwagoners.
lot of people from tons of bandwagoners, tons of people from like Pennsylvania and Ohio. So you get a ton of Phillies fans, a lot of Steelers fans. I don't really see Cleveland Browns fans, but you do see Bengals fans every now and then.
Bengals. Really? You're seeing Bengals fans now?
Every now and
guess
then,
so.
like with the Joe Burrow.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Man, they're having a bad year too.
but I can't stand the Eagles fans. They're like, and then they complained all week that they said that I guess was it Sam Cosmi or someone one of our tackles was false starting on the last play of the game, and I watched it like a million times, and to me it just looked like he timed it perfectly. I know. You guys beat us because we didn't have Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts had nothing to do with your best defense letting us put up 36 points on them
Yeah, exactly.
after
You
being
know, I
up
watched that
by
too because
21.
at first, I got to say though, I watched that too because at first I thought he might have jumped, but then I watched it over and over and was like, I think it was just so perfectly timed, like, you know. But it was close. Like that would have totally screwed us.
I've been watching the NFL games like all year long, and people are false starting all the time in every game on every team.
Yeah.
Like they're either not calling that or they changed the rules or something about it. I have no idea, but I mean, you see people moving all the time. Josh, I think last year, or the year before, he was just like, "Why is the center moving so much?"
Dude, it's because he keeps moving his head all the time.
Yeah.
And like,
Also,
is there a rule about that now? Because I still watch him do this.
this is a different
yeah.
dude, man. We got to.
I know it is. I know it's a different dude, but I've seen other centers do it. Like I'm really paying attention now. But who was our center during that time? Because it was like he would do this thing right
Who's
before
that
he snapped the
horse
ball.
guy?
He would like snap his head to the left and then come back and then snap the
The
ball.
long haired dude, the dude that looked like he was like if you want to bang heads with me, kind of
He was
guy.
from the Giants, wasn't he? Didn't we get him from
He
the
was.
Giants? I don't
He
remember.
looked
Like,
like-
you know what?
4-day weekend.
40
Dude,
weekend.
we'd be remiss if we didn't bring up the fact that another one of Ron Rivera's picks got cut today.
Cut! Hold on. Let me get my scissors. Cut! Ah!
Where's the
Philadelphia
money,
Mathis.
Lebowski? Where's the money?
There's the money, Lebowski.
We are the commanders.
Dude, we cut Philadelphia Mathis. Aaron, did you say something about that last week? I know you texted me about it earlier today, and I missed that.
We just cut him today.
But did you say something about that? Or maybe I read it somewhere a couple days ago. Someone was like, I think Philadelphia Mathis is going to get cut when John Allen comes back.
I thought for
And he
sure
did.
we would have just cut Carl Hungus. Carl, what's his name? The dude we were like, who is that? Carl Davis or something like that? Remember we were
Yeah.
like, who is this guy? I didn't even know he was on the team, and now he's beat out Philadelphia Mathis, and he's staying on the team?
Yeah. And I think part of that
Carl
might
Hungus.
just be because Philadelphia's terrible knee injury his first year with us. And I mean, I said it before, I'll say it again. When you have 320 to 30 pound person whose knees give out, it's a lot harder for them to come back than like a wide receiver.
Yep.
That's a lot. That's a lot of weight, man.
It is a lot of weight.
Dude, what about Jonathan Allen? He's back in like 8 weeks or something from tearing his pec.
That's craziness. That is craziness, man.
That dude's a beast.
And he's been practicing for like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Wasn't
hopefully
it-
he can help the run because they suck.
Didn't
against-
Yeah.
Brian Arakpo tear his pec and play with a torn pec?
No. I don't know if he played during. No, I remember when he tore it and he was out for the year. And I think that was like
Like he finished the game or something.
he
Like,
may have finished that because he tore one year and he tore the other one the next year, didn't he?
something
I remember.
Like
I think, and that's kind of why we let him go because we're just like this guy's just falling
that. Dude
apart.
needs to take it easy on the bench press, man. Seriously.
Cupcakes.
All I know is that guy's a beast, and we need him. And apparently they like Sheldon Day and Carl Davis.
Sheldon Day.
I think that's his name. You might need to check me on that. Sheldon Day. I remember seeing him a few times last week, and I was kind of like, "Where's Philadelphia Mathis?" Like, not thinking about it too heavily, but noticed he was in there. What is a clomlete tear? Is that like a medical term or a misspelled word?
Oh, I'm sure.
Complete, I think he's trying to say.
Oh yeah.
A clomlete tear.
Clomlete.
So now we've got Deron Payne.
Clomlete.
Oh, now we got Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen, who is hopefully starting now that we cut Philadelphia Mathis, who is still on the roster on Redskins.com. Sorry, Commanders.com. And we have Sheldon Day, Jalen Holmes. That's Fat Holmes.
Who's that?
And-
Oh, no, it was another Holmes, not another Davis. I thought
Yeah,
his
it
name
was
was
another
Carl Holmes. I just made
Jalen
some.
Holmes.
I made some dude up, Carl Davis. He doesn't even exist, and he beat out Philadelphia
Carl
Mathis.
Nobody even said anything about it.
I guess
They
it was
don't know,
Jalen
dude.
Holmes.
I thought it was
Davis.
Carl Holmes.
I thought it was Carl Holmes.
Who's Carl? Yo, what's up,
Oh.
CJX17?
Oh, and we also still have Jumpy Newton too.
Jumpy.
Newton, the guy who can't stay offside or onside.
He's getting
Oh,
better.
yeah.
The Eagles tried to get him on a play last week, and he had nothing to do with it. He was like,
Jumpy Johnny.
Yeah.
Jumpy Johnny.
we just started calling him Jumpy Newton.
And we started calling him Jumpy because of the game right after that. They got him on like the first play, but he hasn't done it since.
The game that he caused us to lose. Let's see. Speaking of Jumpy Newton, he's been getting better. I think he was a good pick actually. So
Well, it's a lot better pick than Philadelphia Mathis. Mathis was another Ron Rivera guy bites dust. Don't.
he sucks.
We've cut like all of his first round picks. Like, who do we have left? We have Cosme, who like from someone else because he's on offense. Someone else probably drafted him, and he was supposed to be a tackle anyway. We got Sanders still, but he's this year.
Yeah. No, we got rid of everybody else.
Sanders still has been awesome too, man. You know who hasn't been? Benjamin St. Juice. He's going to be the next guy that's going to
Oh, yeah, dude.
He is, and you know what,
We have to play
Aaron?
him.
I think a couple weeks ago you were just like, when we no, it was last week when Lattimore came back. You're just like, we need to cut him. Well, everyone's saying we need to cut him because we do need to cut him. But again, that's what I'm just like. We don't have anyone else. Like he's the
Who else
next
is
person
gonna
out
be?
there.
Yeah, we can't cut him because now Lattimore's injured again. He played for one game. And let's talk about that. Speaking of bad calls, Eagles fans.
Oh,
what about the
geez,
three
Louise.
pass interferences in a row on
No, it was
Lattimore?
2 in a row.
2 in a row.
It was
One
2 in
of
a row,
them,
then one
one
little
of
bit
them he
later.
was getting face masked. And they called
Yeah.
it on him.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. The first 2 of those calls were absolute BS. BR. The third one,
They gave the Eagles 3 points on
I
that.
go
They
for
gave
that
them
one.
like 70 yards into field goal range on those 2 calls in a row. I was mad.
Well, you know what, dude? Karma and scoreboard. So there you go.
Crowder.
Yeah,
so
and on that
St.
last
Juice is here
play- on that
Yeah.
last play.
But was he induced?
I love you guys,
Dude.
man.
So, Saquon Barkley ended this game with 150 yards rushing, including that 68-yard long touchdown that he ran that no one could catch him.
Yeah.
But we did shut him down a lot in the second half. We really did.
Amelia just texted me and said they're at Juniors.
As in cheesecakes in Brooklyn?
Well, tell her to get what is that egg cream thing?
Get a Fox's.
tried to
You
make.
Dude,
bet.
I
Well,
literally
it was
just said
egg
that.
cream.
I literally just said, get an egg cream.
Get an egg cream.
We tried to make egg creams. They were nasty.
They're nasty,
man.
dude. They're nasty there, too.
Did you use Fox's You Bet?
We did.
Yeah,
We
it was
like that.
nasty. It was still nasty. It was nasty. And then I told Suzanne to get them egg creams, and I was like, better just get one and each of you just taste it.
Try it. And just get some cheesecake.
But anyway, Oh, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. What we were talking about. Saquon Barkley. Someone could look this up. Someone in the peanut gallery or Josh. Someone, not me. But I'm pretty sure that Saquon Barkley had over 100 yards like in the first quarter and then only like 30 or 40 in the rest of the game.
Yeah, it was
Saquon
something.
Barkley had 29 carries for 150 yards.
Yeah, but how much was it in the first half? Because we shut him
Half.
down. They
Yeah,
couldn't do
yeah.
anything in the second half.
True.
I mean, we were up. Let's see. You know, Firefly was in here talking about how Kenny Pickett almost beat us. Well, they were up 21-7 at the end of the first quarter, and then they only scored, I believe, field goals the rest of the game. Am I right?
Yeah. 2 field goals in the third and 2 field goals in the fourth.
So I don't think Kenny Pickett almost beat us.
That real quick, though, that missed field goal of theirs at the end of the first half, because that could make – I mean, look at the scoreboard, right? I mean, dude, they've got that, short kicking punter now, or short kicking kicker now. I mean, he's gotten – his legs is not as good as he used to be or something. I don't know what it is. But, I mean, granted, that was a 56-yarder, but still, I'm glad they didn't hit that because –
it's all right. The refs gave him a free one with those penalties on Lattimore, so they got that bad.
Yeah, but imagine they hit that. We get to the end of the game as it stands, and we go into overtime, and then what happens?
Yeah.
We didn't need any of that mess. We just needed to be done with it.
Andrew has a good point, too, here. Remember Devonta Smith at the very end on, I think it was the third.
Big drop. That humongous drop.
That little pass right there on the out pattern. And then that's not the one where Bobby Wagner got in there, is it? Because Bobby Wagner, if it's the same play, got in there at the end and knocked that ball out in a very crucial time. It might have been that one.
I don't know if that was that one or not. I was trying to look and see which one it was.
Oh, he just dropped it, Andrew said. Bobby Wagner had another huge play at the end, though. On one of those. Dude, you know who I love? My new favorite player?
Who?
Frankie Louvu.
He's awesome, dude.
With the pick.
I can't believe you did get a Louvu jersey for Christmas.
Oh, I want one. I want one now. I might get a black one.
Ooh.
A black Louvu jersey. And I think was he the captain this coming week?
He is. He's going to be a captain this weekend.
We're going to need
him.
Tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
Oh, right on cue. Andrew texted that, man. Yeah, dude. That guy, I wanted to bid on those cleats, but it was $900. So
yeah. Those cleats are going to someone's house who has 200 pairs of shoes with no marks on any of them.
Well, those will have a mark.
Except for those that are game worn. But most of them
game worn. Leave the grass on them.
Most of them are tennis shoes with white soles that are completely white. They've never been worn.
Dude, you know who else did pretty well in this game? Luke McCaffrey returning kicks.
Dude.
McCaffrey, yeah, I think he should be there going forward.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm excited about
Luke
McCaffrey.
back or not.
I'm excited about him. I think he's going to be awesome. I mean, what were his –
he had 6 kicks.
His returns were 184 yards in kick returns. He had 6 of them, averaging 30 yards a return. His longest was a 47-yarder.
Yeah. I mean, it's really interesting when you watch this last game. We watched Luke McCaffrey, and the way he was moving and everything out there compared to Austin Eckler, because they're two very different body guys. Austin Eckler looks like it could be two Luke McCaffreys next to each other in one jersey. So he's a little guy spinning around. I mean, he's a slot receiver. He's a little guy like a Julian Edelman or I don't know, Amendola of the week kind of guy.
Danny Amendola.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we saw him torch us that. Remember that year that Aaron and we went to St. Louis to watch when the Rams were still there and the refs were on strike. And so Jeff Fisher, the most mediocre coach since Ron Rivera, told his team basically to cheat as much as they wanted to, and we'll see what the refs are going to play or going to call. And they didn't call anything.
Dude, the refs are so bad this year.
I don't understand why we don't have permanent refs.
Dude, how come I have a question. I've been thinking about this all week in the back of my mind.
They can work with like the UFL or the USFL or whatever they're calling whatever their league is, their minor league league. They're going to work all year, even if they're not.
Why did that Eagles guy get kicked out? They said because he had 2 personal fouls, but
He must have said something.
we had Dante Fowler have 2
Yeah.
personal fouls in a row last week. He didn't get kicked out on roughing the
must-
passer.
I heard that he said something, but I mean, we didn't even see a replay of it. It came back from commercial.
No.
It was like the end of a quarter, and it came back, and it was like he's been kicked out. And you and I were like, "What?"
Well,
I
it had
guess
to
the
be
question is,
something.
What do you have to say to be ejected from the game?
It had to be
Yeah.
really bad because when they showed the replay, that dude said something. Our guy punched him in the face, and then they kicked out the Eagle. So the ref was like, "Oh no, that was you should have been punched for that. You're out of here."
I mean, what? I can't
remember
like.
that.
What did he say? Somebody's got to know what he said.
I don't know. We could Google
Yeah.
it. What was his name? It's a hyphenated name.
That's a hyphenated name.
His
I'm
name
looking
is
for it.
Gardner Johnson.
C.J. Gardner Johnson.
What did he say?
Yeah, I haven't heard exactly what he said, so I don't know.
I don't know, but our quarterback is freaking awesome, dude.
I mean, he had 1 tackle today.
It's 'cause
He
he
had
got
1
kicked out.
tackle, and then they got kicked out. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I mean, Jaden Daniels is a magician when he wants to be. He had that 1 overthrow on the interception. But other than that,
Yeah.
I mean, this dude's just good.
Dude, when you look, I keep saying, looking at like the tight windows that he throws the ball through, but man, this is his first year, and he's throwing through some teeny tiny, like really, really narrow windows. They're teeny tiny. That throw to Crowder was a great example of it, but it's not the only one.
We put up 36 on the Eagles with 5 turnovers, 6 including the turnovers on down. We only punted twice. We gave them 5 extra possessions.
Can you imagine if we get like another running back next year and we get a second wide receiver who's good?
Here's the beauty of it.
And
No
like
matter
maybe,
what
I don't know,
happens-
maybe get a couple of linemen who really use a tackle.
No matter what happens, dude, the rest of this year, people are going to want to play here. Half the Dallas Cowboys want to play here now.
Oh, dude, yeah, no lie. And I mean, we've got 10 wins. 10.
That's
How many did we win last year?
That's 2.5
Not 10.
times. 2.5 times the wins we had last year.
I'm trying to stay calm about it.
Well, we're playing with house money now. Even if we lose out the rest of the year, we got 10 wins. People want to come play here.
Yep.
I'm happy no matter what happens.
It's a complete. It hasn't even really been a year, and it's just a complete turnaround of where we've been for so long.
Yeah.
I feel bad for Cleveland.
Cleveland is redoing a deal. Did you see this? They're redoing a deal with Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Jackson. No, Deshaun Jackson is now the coach at Delaware State.
I know.
Really?
Like,
Michael Vick is the coach at Norfolk State.
dude,
Michael Vick is?
dude,
Yeah.
he's the coach at Delaware State. The Delaware State Purple Nurples.
Blue Hens. They're the Blue Hens.
Purple Nurples.
Wow.
Purple Nurples. Oh, yeah.
Michael Vick is a coach.
At Norfolk State?
Oh my gosh.
Deshaun Jackson is a coach.
Dude, are you going to go
Michael
watch
Vick
Michael
got
Vick?
to like Michael Vick at least had like Andy Reid like mentoring him for a couple years when he came back.
Deion
Deshaun
Sanders.
Jackson
Vick-
pitched his coach on the nipple.
Is Vic not, is he not
His
commentating
coach.
anymore? Is he not commentating anymore? Vic?
Who is it?
I didn't know he ever
he
did,
was-
honestly.
He was in the studios. He was
Yeah, he
in,
was doing the studio thing.
I think it was CBS. Yeah. And I mean, he's from the peninsula here, so he's coming close to home.
Right.
He went to Virginia
you know-
Tech.
Basically, a lot of guys are doing this after Deion Sanders had his like little deal, like wherever he was coaching, Southern or something like that, and then he moved on to Colorado, and now he's famous because he's prime time.
Prime time. Coach
So
Prime.
I think other schools are trying to emulate the beginning of that.
Hey, look, there's DJ Cool 4
I mean-
hanging out in his private YouTube room over
The
there.
Blue Hens. Oh, that's right. Delaware, the Blue Hens, and Delaware State are the Hornets.
Dude, then
That's
there's
right.
the flip of that, like Belichick going to UNC.
Belichick going. Oh yeah, we talked about that because I can't even remember how many hundreds of pages were the basically it was just like this is what I want you guys to do. And it's a book like hundreds of pages thick. I'm sure it was probably on a SD card. But he was just like, I want you to do all this stuff and because basically college teams are becoming pro teams.
Yeah.
Because they're paying their students.
Yep.
And so he basically is just like, this is how we're going to run it. It's going to become like a pro team. And they said, all right.
Okay. I can do that.
Okay, coach.
Can I still wear my Croakies and my khakis and my polos?
And that light blue and white, whatever they have, whatever that
Yeah.
design
The
is.
thing is, I mean, as someone who lived in the Triangle for a long time, you have to pick a team, right? And I didn't grow up there, but I became a Carolina fan because I picked Carolina over Duke or over NC State. And, watching people come through that program, it's really interesting to me to see Belichick come in and then make that decision. I can't imagine them letting him wear, cut off hoodies at Carolina, but
Dude, they're gonna do whatever he wants.
He's just gonna go. Look at my rings. Oh wait,
Dude, they're gonna
look
be,
at my other rings.
dude, they're gonna be selling the Belichick. They're gonna be selling the Belichick cutoff sleeve hoodies in the UNC gift shop.
Was like $150.
with the UNC plaid on them.
Yeah, the
All
UNC
cut
the
with
plaid.
scissors.
Yeah, that light blue and white plaid that they have, but like cut off.
Anyway,
Anyway, enough about that.
so we need to give
Yeah,
our games and
crazy
kicks for this week.
Yeah, and
So-
then start looking forward. Well, not really look forward to prime time tomorrow night.
I got to take a nap tomorrow if I'm going to make it through that.
Yeah,
Josh, you can
too.
just go to bed and wake up and just be awake for the day.
That's
I'm
true.
going to try to take a nap for like 3 or 4 hours, then get up at 1 a.m. and watch the game. That's all right.
That
All right.
sweater is a mighty fine sweater, by the way, Josh.
Thank you very much.
I like that a lot.
Thank you. Love it.
All right,
I've
here
had
we
this
go.
for some time.
Pardon me.
Yes.
It's time for this week's
Whoops.
Kicking the Balls Award.
Kicking the Balls Award, as usual, was brought to you by our friends at Ridapoo. For all the doo-doo that you do, there's Ridapoo. Now septic safe. Available at Taylor's Do It and other fine hardware stores. Ridapoo.
All the doo-doo that you do.
the thing is it's now septic safe. So for all the people that were using it for their septic system years prior, I don't know what was going on with it.
I know
was
what's
it?
going on. I know exactly what was going on.
It was leaching into the ground and like destroying the environment.
The grass is always greener over the septic tank, man.
Grass is always greener over Ridapoo.
Anyway, kicking the balls. Go, somebody.
You go, John.
Oh, my kicking the balls goes Brian Robinson Jr., man.
Mm.
You can't keep fumbling the ball.
Nope.
You can't keep fumbling the ball. Come on.
Yep.
Ugh.
Well, unless Josh has one, John stole mine right there.
Ah.
So I got to think of another one, but
You could kick the other two running backs who had a total of five carries total.
I think I'm gonna. Well,
Oh, dude, this is a perfect week to do it.
I'm gonna give a kick / game, and my kicking the balls award is gonna go to Jaden Daniels for throwing 2 interceptions in this game. JD5, you can't be throwing 2 picks, dude. I don't care if you are a rookie, and have a chance to win this game with 2 picks.
I can't. Yeah. How
Dude,
does he think we're gonna win this game after you threw 2 picks?
Are you gonna pull a me when the game balls come around and
Yep.
kick and give your game ball to the same person?
Yep. It's a perfect
week to
for it.
do it, allegedly.
Allegedly.
All these people
Man,
are
I
throwing
don't
theirs
know.
out before yours, man. Come on, dudes.
They're not used to having for us to have like the 3-man show here. You know?
Who was it
So,
recently
slow
that was
down,
like,
people,
"Where's
slow down.
Josh?" Some dude that like
Chill.
used to listen to us a long time ago, and he's
Oh,
come
yeah.
back. Was it even
was
Jesus
2 weeks-
Hates Dallas, or was it someone else?
No, it was somebody else. He was like, "Where's Josh?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, it has been a while since you heard the show."
It was going Commando. It was going Commando.
Oh yeah.
If we can get our time zones and schedules worked out, I can be on quite a bit more. That's a tough bit right now.
Yeah.
Man, if I'm gonna give my kick, it's tough. Because you already picked it. You already picked him. I would go. All right, I'll give it to St. Juice just because we're picking on him. Dude only had 1 tackle on the day, and no passes defended.
He did recover a fumble.
Well, that is true.
I was gonna give. I got a little hint if you need help.
Well, who are you picking? Who would the hint be?
I don't know. I was gonna say De'Ami Brown.
Really?
Because he fumbled that one down near the goal line when my feed broke, and I couldn't see it. And I was like, "John, what's happening?" And you were like, "Oh, we fumbled."
Man, what a clusterbuckle of a weekend that was with television. I think all my stuff. It was really my fault because all of my stuff was, I'd been on FiOS for a long time.
Man. Everything's your fault.
It was my fault, man. We finally cut the cord, and I've got I don't even know how many things were giving me different signals for television, but I didn't have an antenna yet. So we were trying to get me the game because I didn't have the antenna because it's a local game in most of Virginia. And long story short, do I have it over here?
You had to put a paper clip in your antenna hole to get the
That's
game.
what I'm looking for it right now to be like, I had to put this. That's it. Yeah. I basically had to put a paper clip in the antenna hole on the back of my flat screen TV.
And it worked.
1960s, and it worked.
I told you. You were like, "What kind of antenna should I get?" And I was like, "The cheapest one you can get." You're like 5 miles from the freaking station.
With the TV in the middle of the house, the living room TV, I did have to get an actual antenna for $15. But for this one, I'm on the north side of the house, or the
He's got aluminum foil, shaping
it, putting beer cans on there, hopefully they'll bring it in. No, but this one here in the Redskins room is on the wall on the north side of the house, and everything is north of us. So, except for one tower that's down in North Carolina, I don't know. I think that's ABC.
All right, who's yours going to, Josh?
I told you.
Oh, sorry. I forgot.
I said
Benjamin St. Juice. Okay.
Well, he did recover the fumble. I'm like, yeah, but dude, I just feel like he's one of those guys, and I'm curious to see next year, who we actually weed out. Because I feel like we've got a 90% solid, 80 to 90% solid team here, and he's one of those guys that's he's not horrible, he's just not great. But can he be great? I don't know.
Probably not because Ron Rivera drafted him.
I mean, I feel like he goes out there and he plays hard. He tries. I mean, I don't. It's just that
he's okay.
It's just something doesn't click with him sometimes. It's he plays too soft, or he's just I mean, I don't. I don't know.
At least
I know exactly what's going to happen, dudes. I know exactly what's going to happen to this guy at the end of this year or during training camp next year, maybe after June 1st.
Dude, all I know is Marshawn Lattimore came in and kicked butt and then played 1.5 games, and now he's injured again.
Yeah.
So he might get a kick for that, for being injured.
Dude, he's always injured. That's the downside of getting that All-Pro. And we didn't give up a first or second round pick for him, but we still gave up a decent amount.
Dude, speaking of having kicks for being injured, Firefly, your fellow Scotsman, went through. He vindicated you. He went back and listened to the episodes of the fable of you kicking Sean Taylor for dying, and you did not kick Sean Taylor for dying. You kicked him the week before for being injured and missing the game. You've been vindicated, and you can thank Firefly for that.
You can thank Firefly.
Thanks,
And remember to root for St. Marin Football Club.
man. Yes.
Josh has my shirt. I'm thinking
I've got it. I'm going to bring it in January when I come over.
And I sent John the sausage wrapper size 7X that didn't fit me.
That's
You
hanging
need
on
the
me like
size
a shower
14X.
curtain.
It's in England, man. In England, I need like a 50X in order for it to fit me.
Man, yeah, I tell you what, man. American sizes are just not the same as any other sizes in the world.
Well,
that's for sure.
They're saying it's extra large for a soccer player, which would be like you, John. That's what they're going by. Not by not the normal population, because I've seen some large dudes.
It needs to look like Winston McKinney from the American team that plays in Italy. He's kind of a broad Charles Barkley, kind of broad-shouldered. He's a probably kind of a big guy that could wear that.
Josh, keep the St. Marin top. Aaron just said, "Hey, England."
What about England? What?
You sit over in England.
It's true over in England.
He's talking about England. You and I didn't go.
I don't know much about this. I don't know much about the clientele and their sizes in Scotland, but I've been in England and I've seen some large people there. I've never been to Scotland.
He doesn't deserve it.
I'm going to come over to Scotland and I'm going to go to a pub with Firefly and Josh.
When are you coming over?
2025.
Just come on.
2025.
Well, it's not cheap.
It's not
cheap. It's not cheap at all.
Dude, you don't even have to. You got a place to stay. All you have to do is get here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plane tickets.
We're getting too old to be like when we flew over to Ireland this last summer though. Like Roberta's dad, we took him over because he's 97 now. He was 96 then, and you're damn right. We flew first class. There's no way we were flying coach.
John had like a lay flat and everything.
There was a lay flat and everything. I was just like, I'm never flying coach again, ever.
Dude, I gotta say, I've gotten spoiled because I fly so much. I'm a Delta Diamond.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So when I fly back this way, I always get my global upgrade so I can get in lie flat Delta One. And the times that I don't get it coming back, because I always want to sleep when I'm headed this direction as opposed to going back to the States. Because it's always an overnight flight. And the times when I don't get it, it's like the worst experience ever now because I've gotten so used to it. And, I just feel like, but this year I was like basically 2 flights short dollar-wise for being able to get my diamond. So I'm back down to platinum again. So I won't have those global upgrades like I have in the past. So
why didn't you just buy it? Can't you just buy it?
You can't just buy it. You have to fly it. You have to buy it and fly it.
Dude, that's
that would be great. You'd be like, I'll just buy it and not fly, but they won't let you do that.
Dude, that's like the equivalent of Amazon saying if you spend $5 more, you get free shipping. Is what that is.
Very true. Very true.
Because it doesn't cost them anymore. You're still on the plane. Someone has to have that seat.
Well, that's what I'm like. Like if I just paid for whatever the flight would cost, do I really have to fly it?
Yeah.
You've got my money. Why do you care if I'm actually in the seat?
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway.
And then somebody else, and then people can, someone else can move to that seat if they want to. Who knows?
Yes.
All right. Are we going? Are we going to the game balls?
Game balls.
Oh, yeah. Let's do that.
Okay.
And now, the coveted and ever elusive Game Ball Award.
Game Ball Award, as usual, is brought to you by our friends at Dick's Pitch. Remember, re-dip at the half. Now available in neon, available at Dick's Sporting Goods and other fine sporting goods stores.
Did you guys see those Dick's Pitch gloves that I found over here on Vinted in Scotland? I put them on the Discord this past week.
Mm-mm.
They're like truly the Nike like on-field Redskins gloves. Like when you put your hands together and they make.
Oh yeah.
Did you buy them? Did you buy them?
No, I think they're like 12 pounds or something. They're like
It's a good deal for some real Dick's.
Buy these.
Yeah, but I mean, once you pick them up, it's gonna be hard to put them down. So.
You'll never spill your beer if you have those gloves.
Like you're driving in them and like you try to like take your hand off the shift.
You can't like shuffle the wheel through. You have to just be like. I know. I like the announcers still make a big deal. That was a one-handed catch, and you're like, Dude, he's got his Dick's gloves on. If he dropped it,
At
like
this point,
Devontae
yeah,
Smith,
Ugh.
then you should be, surprised.
Surprise!
All right.
All I know is I'm looking forward to the rest of this year and hopefully the playoffs. And next year we're going to be even better.
Oh, we're going to the playoffs because we're going to beat the Falcons tomorrow.
Dirty birds.
Unless we suck. Like, I'll be able to tell you within the first quarter and a half if we're going to lose or not. I usually can. I can just get a feel for the game.
Well, dude, last week everyone, including myself, was like, I think the Eagles are gonna beat the crap out of us. Hopefully Marshawn Lattimore is gonna come in handy in this game. And
No, I didn't.
as that game was going on, I was just like everyone else. I was just like, man, this is not looking good. And you're just like, believe.
It's because I knew we were battling back from all those turnovers, and then they lost Jalen Hurts, and I was like, you could just tell. And then like Saquon started getting shut down, and I was like, no, they can't do anything anymore. I was a little worried in the beginning, but then when Jalen Hurts went down and then Saquon, they were all one-dimensional. I was like, they're not going to win. Although all the turnovers didn't freaking help. We should have beat them by like 21 points.
Yeah, that is really like the positive side of it. We could have been like, we would have just beaten the crap out of these guys.
Dude, we spotted them 2 touchdowns and gave them the ball 6 times and still beat them. That's all I'm saying.
All right, let's go with game balls. Josh, you wanna go first on this one?
Yeah, sure. I'll go first. I was back and forth on this one. I'm a defensive guy, but I was either going to go. Well, I'll just go with who I'm going with, in case one of you guys are picking the other. I'm going to go with what we're calling Jumpy Newton, Johnny Newton, because he had 6 total tackles on the day. 5 of those were solo. He had that 1 sack. I just think he is going to continue to mature, get better, not be so jumpy, and really contribute to the defense on this team. So I thought he played really well.
I think that's a good one because he also his play was instrumental in them Philadelphia Mathis.
By the way, that is true. One stat that I did not mention of his is that 3 of his 6 tackles were for loss. So he had I just felt like of everybody else, and there were some people that had more tackles than him, but 3 of his tackles were for loss. Nobody else had tackles for loss the way that he did on the game that day.
I think he's going to be great. And I've already said this earlier when we drafted him. My friends who are the huge Bears fans and Illinois fans said that he was freaking amazing at Illinois. And so hopefully he'll just keep getting better.
Yep.
All right, John, go ahead.
Playing off what you were just talking about, I think it's going to be very interesting in the offseason because are we going to cut Jonathan Allen? Are we going to cut Daron Payne? Very interesting to think about that going forward, especially after cutting Philadelphia.
Or are we going to restructure?
Ooh.
I mean, we haven't heard Payne's name a lot this year. And we had that big signing with him, right? Like last year. Wasn't it just last year?
He is like one, yeah. And he had I think it was 2 years ago, I think. Yeah. I can't remember when it was.
He was good. He was awesome, got his signing, and now he's about the same level of goodness he was before the year that he was up for a contract. Solid, but not amazing.
Yeah, he's solid, but he's not worth that kind of money for sure.
But dude, he's if we look at tackles and things on the day, he's middle of the pack. He had 3 tackles on the day, 1 solo tackle, and 1 tackle for loss. And I mean, what is that? I go back to what does that mean? Can we break that down in other ways? And are they just? Is he just not getting in there? No, is he? I don't know. It's I expected more from him this year, and he's just been kind of quiet.
You know who we haven't really talked about a lot, who has quietly gotten 9.5 sacks? Dante Fowler.
It's you don't ever mention that guy. You don't even see him, and suddenly it's like, bam, he just had a sack.
Yeah, he had 1 in this game, and I don't think we've brought him up much at all, but we rarely get dudes that have more than 10 sacks on our team.
Yeah. And these are the fill-in guys we got from the Cowboys.
Yeah.
So, him and Armstrong.
And dude, Luvu has 8 sacks. Remember when who was it that came in? It was Chase Young and Montez Sweat, and they're like, we're gonna have over 30 sacks or something like that, or over 20, and they didn't get anywhere close. They had like a combined 7 on the year or something. These guys are quietly put together almost 20 sacks between the two.
Well, that's why, I mean, if you look at somebody like Bobby Wagner, right? Like he led the game yesterday or this past week in total tackles, right? 8 solo tackles, total of 9 tackles. He hit the QB once, but he didn't have any sacks on the day, and he's only got 2 sacks on the year. But if you look at someone else,
he's got
like
over 1,000 tackles or 100 tackles again.
Yeah, but if you look at
14 years in a row or something.
But like to put in perspective what you were saying about Dante Fowler, like he had 2 total tackles on the day and he had a sack. But look at someone else like that we don't talk about much, like Jalen Holmes. I mean, 2 tackles on the day and he had a sack. And he's
I
got
didn't know
2
he
sacks.
was on the team, so that's the first reason I haven't talked.
Right,
about
he's got 2 sacks on the year.
Man.
He's got 2 sacks on the year,
I thought his
and
name
he's
was
got
Carl.
the same amount of sacks. He has the same amount of sacks on the year as Bobby Wagner.
He doesn't have the same amount of tackles though. Carl Holmes
Definitely doesn't have the same amount of tackles.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's
Carl
just
Davis is what I called him.
They're sending
Carl
up.
Davis.
I mean, when they're sending linebackers on blitzes, they're sending Louver. They're not sending old man Wagner.
But old man Wagner had a great pass defense in this game. It saved the game for us.
It's so nice. Guys, it's so nice that we have linebackers again. It's so nice.
Well, do you look? What about like
What's his name?
What about
Jalen what? Holmes?
Clellan Farrell?
Clellan Farrell, yeah. Clellan.
He's got 23 tackles on the year, 3.5 sacks, and a forced fumble.
Yeah. I mean, not bad. Not bad at all. And I thought he was like a camp body when we signed him. I'm like, who is this guy? I don't even know who this dude is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Mike Sainristil still was a huge pickup. That dude
He
has
had a
been
sack
awesome.
in this game.
Oh, so yeah, we have to give our game balls. Actually, Aaron, you and I.
Okay, go ahead and give
Yeah.
yours.
My game ball is going to wide receiver Olamide Zacchaeus.
Zacchaeus was a wee
OZ.
little man from UVA.
From UVA, dude had 2 of our touchdowns in this game. 2.
Yep.
That's a good one.
And Terry McLaurin, shout out to him because he had that great catch, and he ran just inside the pylon to get the touchdown.
That throw was beautiful too.
Gorgeous.
Oh my gosh, he's so good. Dude, and
wait
then
for
what
this
was
game
the throw that we had? I'm not sure who caught it. You guys will remember. But we had the ball. We were like at our own 2, and then Jaden Daniels just lights one up for like 50 yards down the right sideline. Who caught that?
Was that De'Ami Brown that caught that one?
Maybe. But I was
Yeah, it was
just like,
De'Ami Brown. He had that. It was like a 51-yarder.
and it was
Yeah,
like perfectly placed. I was like, oh my gosh. This dude is so good. So good. And that's why, even though I want to give one to Frankie Luvu, I'm giving it to Jaden Daniels for not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 touchdowns on the day.
5 throwing touchdowns.
And rushed for, 90 yards, 80 yards? What did he have? 81 yards, averaging 9 yards a carry. And on that 4th and 11, literally posterizing 3 Eagles with 1 move when they looked like they were going to get them 4 yards short of the first down, and that would have ended the game.
And that was a 29-yard rush. That was a 29-yard carry.
Dude, he had like the most subtle move and got through there. I don't understand it.
He really is deceptively fast.
Yeah,
Like
You
he
don't think that he's moving that fast, but somehow he's just like
he just gets enough to get the first downs and things like that. It's
So tomorrow when you're seeing
it's
him
amazing.
like break out on a giant run like that, watch the guys that are chasing them and how much effort they're putting into their run, and then you'll realize that he's running fast. He just glides like a gazelle, and these other guys are like, I don't know, rhinoceroses trying to run after him or something.
Dude,
and sometimes you just see him like he's going and it looks like a guy's going to catch him. He just turns it up to another gear, man.
Yeah.
Well, let's put your 2 game ball picks together there for a second, because OZ had, had that pass. He had that catch
Two
from
game balls.
Oh.
he had the catch from Daniels that he ended up being like it was that one where he missed all his tackles as well, and it was like a 49-yard. It ended up being like a 49-yard catch and run.
Who?
I know what you're talking
Wasn't
about.
that, wasn't that one of his? That was one of his touchdowns.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about because he was wide open. He was
Wide.
like almost
There was
college
like a
wide open.
penalty or a 12th man, or there was something going on.
Oh yeah,
And he
yeah,
was just
yeah. That's what.
he
That's
was
exactly
sitting over
what
there,
happened.
like on the right sideline. There was already a flag on the field when he called the ball. You saw the flag lying there.
Oh yeah, because Jaden Daniels saw that they had 12 dudes on the field, and he went yard. Now I watched Chase Daniels.
How many years have we waited for quarterbacks to be able to do that?
Dude, Chase Daniels was talking about that, and he said that the reason why it took Jaden Daniels a second to pick him out over there when he was wide open is because he was the fourth guy in the progression.
Fourth check down.
So it took him one extra second to be like, oh, he's there, open. Fourth guy.
Right. Yeah, crazy.
I mean, he seems like he's an elite guy. He seems like an elite quarterback.
Dude, apparently there's a game on right now because I just got an alert in our Harry Hog Football Fantasy Football League, which I think I'm eliminated because honestly I haven't paid attention the last week or so. But that's going on. So good luck to whoever's in the playoffs, not me. Anyway, should we round this thing out?
Round it out.
Yeah. I'm actually looking online to see who it is playing right now. I hope it's not the Cowboys.
It's whatever.
Just because. Oh,
Justin Herbert, he's on the Chargers, right? And then
the Chargers are beating the Pats 17-0. Man, the Pats have just fallen on hard times.
They suck.
Man.
It's almost like it was like Belichick and Brady were like really good when they were there.
Dude, we didn't talk much about the game tomorrow, but we have to stop the run, and then this game should be ours. That's enough.
Well, hopefully Jonathan Allen would be better than Philadelphia Mathis was with us, who had a couple of good plays here and there, but just I don't know.
I'm hoping we can call Jonathan Allen and the defense. We can rename them Imodium tomorrow because they're
Well, Jonathan Allen, remember, he wasn't having that great of a season before he got injured, so hopefully
all that stuff is healed up because I think he had just a lot of little like naggy injuries. And he's got like two massive dogs, man. He and his wife has these two massive dogs. And every time I see that, I'm just like, man, you get these. I mean, he's a huge guy, but man, when you have massive dogs running all over you, things, you have to be careful about that.
What you're saying? He got injured because of his massive dogs?
No, but if he's got like a little like problem with his elbow or something, and then like one of his dogs runs up and it's just like bam, it hits his arm. He's like, oh, curse word, and then like holds his elbow a little bit, be like, you stupid dog.
John, you think of these things that like we just don't see.
It has nothing to do with what's on the field in football. I don't know what
John
knows
all about.
It's like walking to the door for a pizza and tearing your Achilles
because of a dog.
Who was it that did that?
Because you tripped over a dog.
Oh, Andrew just brought up a good point. Benjamin St. Juice on Drake London worries me. Is Drake London playing? I think he's been out too. I think he was injured. Hopefully he's not. But yeah. Also, don't forget they have a rookie quarterback, Michael Penis Jr. Who,
we haven't even talked about Penis Jr.
They do. Don't forget they also have Kyle Pitts there, the tight end.
Yeah.
What?
So they've got Penis and the Pitts.
Well, we just need to ball out and beat them. That's all I'm saying.
Do we know? I mean, like, how has Penis been?
He played one game against the Giants, and he did okay.
After they benched Cousins, right?
Yeah. Kirk Cousins has been falling down.
Where is he going to go after this year? That's a question.
I don't know. He got $90 million to play
just
three-fourths of a season.
14 games. $90 million.
Guaranteed.
So much
Guaranteed.
You know they're going to cut him before because they have to pay him another $10 million if they don't cut him, I think.
Yeah. Well, we could bring him back here to be the backup quarterback. Not.
Dude, I'd rather have Marcus Mariota, who came in when Jaden Daniels went down, and we won 40-7 in that game.
There was just an article about him in the Washington Post. I didn't read it, but basically it's just like he's just like chill. Dude,
he's Hawaiian, dude.
But he
He's
was
just
like
enjoying his, his time doing what he's doing. Yeah, you get to
Anyway.
that point.
I think we're gonna.
I still
win
can't
tomorrow.
believe he came. I still can't believe he's not on injury reserve for preseason all the way through. Like you could tell that article. They did say like at the beginning before it was you have to sign up for a Washington Post account. It's free. That he was very stressed about everything and whatnot, and he wanted to become a starting quarterback again. And everyone knows that he was just injury prone all the time. I can't believe he's not only is not on injury reserve, but like started and won a game for us.
Right.
He didn't start that game.
Oh no, he didn't start that game. They put him in.
We are the Commanders.
Ha ha!
On that note, dude, I hope we get this done tomorrow because I'm telling you, the Cowboys are scaring me.
Yeah. We need to get it done.
Supposedly,
done.
if the Bucks lose tomorrow and something else, then we could possibly be in the playoffs before our game even starts. But they're playing like the Panthers, so go Panthers.
Oh. That's a division game. You never know. You never know, dude.
Like to give a shout out to everybody that's been in the chat room this week. Andrew, Carl Davis, Firefly, DJ Cool4 over in YouTube, Chen in Nova Scotia. Anyone else? Is that everyone?
It's the holidays, so people are probably coming and going and whatnot.
Are these the big
Is that
stuff?
a Dick's Gloves or is that Carl Hungus?
Carl Hungus is Dick's Gloves.
If you turn it upside down.
He's stuck. He's stuck on you.
But was he induced?
Is that Beth Owens?
It's Beth Moen's
Or her
husband.
There it is.
Anyway, we'll talk to you guys next week. Hail to the Redskins. And as always, if you see a Cowboys fan,
You know what to do. Gioka!